Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name is Vanessa Somuayina. I am the proud author of multiple tarot and oracle decks and of course your favorite psychic here on YouTube. So in today's highly personalizable pick a card love reading, we're going to figure out how he truly feels about you. And don't say I didn't warn you that this tarot card prediction is going to be super juicy, honest, and straightforward, and we're not going to leave out any details about what's going on in his mind. And just as a little disclaimer, my channel is a safe space for everyone and every romantic preference. So please feel free to apply this video and pronouns to your preference. I will be using he, she, and they. So we've got everyone included here, but of course, feel free to apply what resonates to you and your preference and your situation. Now, getting into your predictions, if this is the first tarot reading that you're receiving, let me explain to you precisely how this video works. Now, your prediction will be made up of two different parts. For part one, you get to pick a group here, which I will introduce you to in just a moment during the intro, and selecting this group, then clicking the timestamp and listening into part one of your reading will make up one half of your prediction. And once you've received that first part, you get to add on to your tarot reading by clicking your zodiac sign, which is also linked below, and then you will be fast forwarded to the second, even more personal and intricate part of your prediction. So combining these two parts will make for a completely 100% personalized experience and for you to receive messages that truly resonate with you and are accurate for your situation. So now let's do a little less talking and a little more divination. I will introduce you to these four groups and then we'll head straight into your readings. Group number one corresponds to the Green Witch Oracle as well as the Deep Sky Blue Agate. Group number two corresponds to the Muse Tarot deck as well as the Blue Agate. Group number three corresponds to the Wild Offering Oracle deck as well as the Howlite. And group number four corresponds to the Ostara Tarot deck as well as the Deep Pink Agate. The timestamps to all four groups, as usual, can be found down below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. That way you've got quick and easy access from your mobile devices. Also, don't be afraid to blow up this reading on your TV screen as all of my videos are available in 4K resolution. So it will be an extremely relaxing, healing, and satisfying experience regardless of what device that you watch this reading on. So I will now give you a little moment of privacy to meditate on the four groups, and then I'll be right back to guide you into your predictions. So by now, you've hopefully been able to select one of these four groups. I will be starting off the readings with group one, which corresponds to the Green Witch Oracle, as well as the Deep Sky Blue Agate. So if this is the group that you chose, then please simply continue watching. For all of my other groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. And when it comes to the zodiac portion of this video, I recommend you watch your sun as well as your moon sign. So I'll catch you at the click of your timestamps. So for today's groups, I have tarot and oracle decks, as well as these super high quality beaded crystal bracelets that all have these little elephant charms. They just dropped in my store, Bow Life. The links to these bracelets are below in the description box. They ship worldwide, and I've got even more different crystals than the ones that you can see here. These are fully adjustable and will fit anyone's wrist, just like these gorgeous new fully adjustable crystal rings that also just dropped on Bow Life. So if you feel like your crystal and your reading was really healing, it resonated, and it gave you clarity for your situation, it may be worth adding one of these crystal bracelets to your everyday jewelry, as some of these crystals may energetically be very supportive to you, and of course also look stunning and will bring you joy every single day. But now let's get into the readings. Hello, group number one, and welcome to the first part of your highly personalized prediction about how he truly feels about you. Now, you chose the Green Witch Oracle deck as well as the Deep Sky Blue Agate, which is an excellent choice. This is definitely a crystal bead bracelet that allows you to find your tranquility and your inner peace. Why not just wear it? Because, I mean, Why not? So let's move into your prediction, group number 1. My viewfinder is right here. In case I look in that direction, just know I'm trying to make sure everything is in focus for you, group 1. So let's see how he truly feels about you. First up, we've got the cucumber. The cucumber is representative of your emotions. Let me do a quick close-up for you. There we go. Now the cucumber represents the fact that there are a lot of feelings here. He doesn't feel indifferent about you. It's not like you could say that he doesn't care or that he doesn't have strong emotions. There is definitely a lot going on here, emotionally speaking. We've also got the sign of Cancer within this card, so it's very clear that he has some strong feelings towards you, group number 1. Next up, we've got the carrot. Now the carrot stands for clarity. I mean, were you even born on planet Earth if you don't know the saying that carrots improve your vision or give you good eyes? Or is that actually a thing all around the world? Let me know below in the comment section. But the carrot stands for clarity, and I definitely see here for you, group number 1, that he is very sure about his feelings when it comes to you. He knows that there's a lot of emotional charge and volatility here, and that scares him a little bit. He feels very strongly, and it's very clear to him that this is something different. This is not something that he's used to or that he's ever experienced before. And when it comes to how he feels about you, that is definitely a little bit frightening for this person, because of course when there are strong emotions, that means that there's also a lot to lose should things not work out. So it is something that is scaring him, freaking him out a little bit. But let's move further into your reading, shall we? Oh, okay, we have a card that popped itself right side up, which is the time. The time stands for courage. So he is trying to muster up the courage to speak to you about how he feels about you. He is definitely trying to figure out how he can let you know his truest, innermost feelings when he thinks about you, when he thinks about a future with you, when he just overall ponders about your connection with him. So know here within the time that there will definitely be a lot of courage required for him to speak up and let you know how he feels about you, but nevertheless, he's trying his best, group number 1. We've got to give him that, okay? Now let's move a little further into the reading. I love this BTS deck, the Below the Surface deck. This deck is actually going to launch way before the pre-launch date stated on the website, so you guys hold tight for that. I'm so excited for all of you to receive your decks. So next up, we've got the parrotfish. So the parrotfish stands for protecting your assets and not being careless with what you've worked hard for. And I do see here that he wants to protect you. It's almost like you are a little asset. Let's zoom in here. Not that he's dehumanizing you. That's not it at all, my beautiful souls of group 1, but more that he wants to protect you from any danger, from anyone else kind of getting you, so to say, from anyone else having a piece of your heart. And he feels a little jealous, protective, and just guarded when it's about you, group number 1, because you are very valuable to him, you are very important to him, and he would like to do whatever he can to protect that and protect the connection. However, as we spoke about here within the time, if he hasn't quite professed his feelings to you, it can be hard for him to show that protective side, because how can you be protective over someone before professing your love or your true feelings towards them? That will then seem kind of controlling and weird, and he knows that. So he's in a little bit of a difficult spot, in a spot of feeling like not quite sure how to move forward, how to navigate the situation, because he likes you that much. And now next up in the Great Hammerhead, getting ready to win and understanding that you're stronger than you know is what he's trying to tell himself. Like, yes, she or he will like me back. I've got this. So he's definitely kind of into giving himself some pep talks about the situation. He feels as though it could turn out really well. There is fear there though, However, he's trying to be strong. He's trying to muster up the courage. So don't be surprised if you get a text. It may be a little bit delayed, but nevertheless, that text message is still going to come through. Know that he definitely feels attracted to you. He feels like he wants to be around you and wants to be in your presence. He just doesn't quite know how to get there without making it weird or without kind of seeming like he's being a little too fast when it comes to the connection. So there are a few cards that turned themselves around as I was shuffling. 3 cards to be precise with you, group 1. So we'll look into what those cards are. First up, we've got Faith. Now let's zoom in on Faith. Here within Faith, I can see that he has faith in the fact that this connection will work out. He doesn't know how and when he will get over his fears, but nevertheless, he's trying his best. Ooh, okay, there are also feelings of love and sadness. Oh, this goes together so beautifully because he's kind of in his own head and in his own way about you, group number 1. Oh, there we go. So he's kind of really in his own head when it comes to you and the entire situation. So for your situation, group number 1, having love and sadness here, it definitely shows that there is a big part of him that regrets having missed out on certain moments with you, communication. Maybe there was a situation where he even went back to an ex knowing that he really liked you. However, he kind of just made the wrong decision against his gut feeling, and he's regretting the fact that he did not handle things the way that he probably should have. He's afraid that you're disappointed and he's afraid to come back. So if this is someone that you're really into, that you genuinely like, it may actually be worth reaching out to them first, group number 1. It may be in your situation actually not a bad thing to just ask them how they're doing, to figure out what they're going through, what's up with them. And I mean, he's going to be very excited to get a message from you, to hear from you. That's definitely one thing that I can see here. Next up, we've got the 10 of Cups, which is actually a very favorable card of the tarot. The 10 of Cups states fulfillment, emotionally speaking, fortune, peace as well, and just overall being in a good place. So he feels very positively towards you, even though there is some sadness within this situation. He doesn't have any ill feelings towards you. Actually, all that he has is love, and that goes together really beautifully here with the 10 of Cups and the love card. So do know that you have amazing chances at making this connection something permanent or something that could last in the long term, group number 1. But you may actually end up being the one who makes the first step towards this person, or you may have to because there is some insecurity there when it comes to reaching out to you. But nevertheless, group number 1, it's very clear that he feels love towards you. He feels like it will take a lot of courage to reach out to you, and that's a good sign. I would say that's a green flag. But now, to get a little bit more information about your situation, scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign. I recommend your sun and your moon sign. Watch those readings in order to receive your very own highly personalized prediction about how he feels about you and to receive a clarification on absolutely everything. So group 1, I will catch you at the click of your next timestamps. Hello, group number 2. Are you ready to figure out how he feels about you? You chose the Muse Tarot as well as the blue Agate, which is an excellent choice, group number 2, which is going to help us figure out precisely how he feels about you during the first part of this prediction. Why not just put this beautiful baby on? So let's get into it, group number 2. I am feeling very nosy. I'm feeling like we're going to get some good insight into this situation. So first up, we've got the World Cosmos card reverse, which is a very, very positive card, but also a card in reverse that shows a little bit of hesitation, like we need a little bit more time to figure out where this is going. So I definitely see here that overall he feels positively towards you. He feels in a sense like you can bring fulfillment to his life and his existence, but there is definitely a little bit of apprehension. There's a little bit of time that is still needed. And by the way, if I look over here, I'm just looking into my viewfinder to make sure that everything is in focus. But we're starting off your reading strong. We're starting it off with very positive feelings towards you, group number 2. So let's see what else we've got for you, group number 2. Next up, we've got the Four of Voices. Now in the Four of Voices, I can see a lot of relaxation and a lot of like calm feelings towards you. So you are that sense of peace, that sense of inner calm in his life. I definitely see that you're someone who seems to him as very trustworthy and someone with whom he can potentially build with and create something meaningful with. I definitely want you to know here in the Four of Voices that hanging out with you for him feels almost like he's hanging out by himself, which is a good thing because it just shows that he feels so comfortable around you, that he feels like he can just relax, he can be himself, he can just be in a state of bliss, really. So your reading is starting off strong with some very positive emotion towards you from your person, but this person is also experiencing some anger, group number 2. And I want to figure out precisely where that anger lies. And I'm getting this message that the anger is the reason why we had the world cosmos in reverse, why we have a little bit of apprehension, a little bit of time that's necessary to figure things out. And I want to see precisely what area of life that he's dealing with when it comes to this. We've got the Ten of Voices. So he's really over a situation where he's tried to communicate, he's tried to make it clear how he feels, but someone just keeps coming back. And the Ten of Voices shows me that this might, for example, be an ex that keeps calling, contacting, messaging him. This is just overall a situation that he is completely over, but it keeps coming back up and he just wants to leave it in the past. So that is where I see that this anger is connected towards, and that's where I can see that there are these feelings of just kind of being mad that this is getting in between you and his connection. And as I already mentioned within the intro of this video, feel free to apply whichever pronouns that fit your situation. Next up, we've also got anxiety for your person. So he's got anger, he's got anxiety. Gee, the boy, the girl, this person is going through a lot, okay? So this is not one of those excuses where someone says they're going through a lot and they're not ready. They are ready, but they also understand they've got some baggage and they don't want to bring that into the relationship. They don't want to bring that into the connection that they have with you. They're very protective over it. And I see here within reflection that they're doing a lot of contemplation, a lot of self-reflection and asking themselves if there's any way that they can still make this work out. And also if there is a reason why this is happening right now. If there was a way that this could have been prevented. And furthermore, in reflection, I definitely want you to know that this person is pretty mature if self-reflection is something that they're doing rather than just getting mad and leaving it at being mad. Of course, we had anger. Of course, they're not happy with what's going on because they wish that they just had no skeletons in the closet and they could start afresh with you without worrying that you will get suspicious or not understand their situation, but they're also trying to figure out how they can get out of it and if there was any way in which it could have been avoided, also for future reference. Next up, we've got the chrysanthemum. Now with the chrysanthemum, we've got longevity as the main keyword, and longevity is something that they wish to have in a connection with you, whether that be a friendship or a romantic connection. They're in it for the long haul. They're not the type of person who just wants a quick situationship or a quick relationship. They want for things to last for years and for there to be a real building of a foundation and a close relationship, one where you know that you can count on the other person whenever. We've got the lime, which also is representative of luck. So he definitely feels towards you like you are the type of person that brings prosperity and good fortune into his life. And overall that you are a lucky person, that you're someone who has had a very good start to life. Now, whether that is true or not, group number 2, only you know this, but this is how he feels about you, what he thinks about you, and the type of impression that you make on this person. Next up, we've got the lemon. Now, the lemon shows me that he knows he is in dire need of some cleansing. Girl, he has to get rid of that situation that keeps coming up in his life, that keeps calling him, that keeps texting him, messaging him. He knows he has to clear his closet, his skeletons. He has to get rid of those things. And I want you to know here within this Green Witch Oracle deck, the lemon is also representative of Gemini, which is all about communication, being direct, upfront, and honest. That is something that I see that is a necessity when it comes to your person, and keeping other people and negative influences at arm's length. This is something that he's working on. This is something that he's definitely looking into, because he knows he needs to protect your connection in order for it to work in the long term. Anyways, let's move a little further into your reading. I'm using the BTS deck, which is actually going to launch very, very soon ahead of the release date. If I do say so myself, this deck, the journal, and the guidebook, it is a masterpiece. But let's move into it, group number 2. So we've got the Candy Baslet. The Candy Baslet is all about knowing your worth and keeping your standards high. And I see that this is how he feels about you. Like, you're someone who knows their worth. Let me just zoom in on this card for you so you can see the beautiful Candy Baslet card. So he feels as though you're someone who knows their worth, someone who will not settle for less. So he knows he has to bring his A game. He cannot be playing games with you. He cannot kind of wiggle his way out of situations in which he should have done better. You know your worth and your value, and this is something that is very attractive to him about you. This is something that makes him feel like you are the prize. And group 2, I definitely find this a very important piece of information to give you. Just being like a big sister, someone who cares about you. When you act as though you are the prize and you know that you're the prize, everyone else around you will adjust, whether that be a lover, someone you're working with. Know here that the way that you treat yourself is the way that you also treat others to treat you. If you don't treat yourself well, others won't treat you well. If you treat yourself like you're the prize and you give off that energy and aura and impression, group 2, others will feel the same way, and they will adapt and adjust their behavior to suit that. However, this is part 1 of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. What I'd like you to do now is scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more intricate part, which can further confirm what he's going through and how he feels about you. I do recommend that you watch your sun and your moon sign if you're familiar with that part of your birth chart, just in order to get a very accurate and personal tarot card prediction. So that's all from me for part 1 of your reading, and I'll catch you during your zodiac signs portion. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to part 1 of your prediction. Now, you chose the Wild Offering Oracle as well as the Howlite crystal bracelet, which I'm going to put on right now because why not? I absolutely love this bracelet. So we'll get into it. I've got my viewfinder down here in case I look in that direction. You know precisely why, group number 3, but let's see how he feels about you. First up, we've got empowerment. So it is very clear that he feels as though you are an empowered being, like you're someone who doesn't need permission from anyone. You are the type of person that he sees going places and that he feels truly has an opinion that's worth sharing and a voice that needs to be heard. So you make an impression of a strong, independent individual to him, and that's something that he likes. That's something that he finds very intriguing. Next up, we've got faith. He also finds that it's probably faith that you guys met. He finds your connection to be fated and important, and that you meeting is not only just faith, but it also shows that he's a very forward-thinking kind of person, since he likes that you're so empowered, and he feels as though it is his fate to have met someone like you who can hold their own, who can stand on their own 2 feet. Next up, we've got isolation. One thing that he feels about you or being with you is that the world just kind of fades away. It's as though only the two of you exist, and you being wherever you're spending time together is like the only place that is active or existent on planet Earth during the time that you're spending time together. So it is almost as though time stops when he's with you. It's as though everything is just different and like you are in your own little world. Next up, we've got the blue shark. The blue shark stands for serendipity that's meant to be, and what's next is no accident. So he views you or feels about you as someone who is very purposeful. Everything in your life was made that way for a reason, whether it's the way you clothe yourself, the way you do your hair or your makeup, the way that you conduct yourself around others, your work ethic, whatever it is that makes you uniquely you. Group number 3, he feels as though it is very meaningful, purposeful. You put a lot of thought and effort into it. So therefore, the rewards that come towards you make a lot of sense and are to be expected, really, because you've put a lot of effort into being this version of yourself, and it's really a joy to see. Next up, we've got the spotted eagle ray. One thing that he feels about you is that you kind of evoke some control issues in him. So he may be a little bit of the jealous type or on the jealous side. And I definitely see here that he's learning to just like let that go, to relax a little bit on that. So he doesn't seem like creepy or too much or like an unhealthy person, like a red flag to be around. So this is definitely something he's worried about. This is definitely a way that he feels about you. Now, for some of you, it may be cute if you have, of course, had trauma in a relationship where someone was jealous to an extent that was very unhealthy. Then to you, this may be a huge red flag. It could be triggering, but in a healthy amount, in a way that is controlled, that isn't too much, that isn't controlling, and isn't limiting your life. It can kind of feel nice to see that someone wants to be around you, to protect you, and cares about who you're hanging out with. So in that sense, it can be a little bit cute that he has minor control issues when it comes to you. But of course, to a certain degree, we know precisely what level is okay and what level is too much. Next up, we've got the time, and the time is representative of courage. Now, group 3, this really leads us to know what's going on in his mind, that he feels like he needs a lot of courage to speak to you, to make this connection a real thing. He's kind of afraid of rejection, of course. He feels like he's going to need to build up a lot of courage to say how he feels about the situation and say what he precisely wants to do moving forward about your connection. So do know here within the time that there is a part of him that's trying to muster up courage to speak up, to say what he needs, how he is, and what he feels should come next between you and him. Next up, we've got the chili. The chili is heated, of course. It is a temperamental little, is it a vegetable chili? I feel like it should be, or just a herb, I guess. Within the chili, we've also got the sign of Aries. This is a very spicy card that shows that you stimulate his senses. You stimulate him feeling passionate, him feeling his blood boil in lots of different ways, either because maybe you're going out and someone is flirting with you and he really doesn't like that, or in a sense of feeling very attracted to you. That's also a way in which you stimulate this person. They find you physically enticing, attractive. They want to be around you physically. They want to be with you, romantically speaking. That's one thing that I can definitely see here within the chili, that you stimulate his senses in a way that makes him a little hot and bothered. Now, group 3, this is part 1 of your prediction. Leave a chili emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you chose the chili for part 1 of your reading. But now we're going to move into the zodiac-based portion of this video. So all you need to do is scroll down click your zodiac sign and you'll be fast forwarded to the second part of this reading to add on to get that true full clarity about how he feels about you. If you know your sun and your moon sign, I would recommend that you watch both, but of course it's up to you, group number 3. So I'll catch you at the click of your next timestamps. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to part 1 of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. In this part, we're just sitting down like two old squirrel friends, chatting with the cards, allowing for the universe to speak directly to us. Just FYI, I've got my viewfinder over here. In case I look over, you know why. I'm trying to make sure everything is in focus for us. You chose the Ostara tarot as well as the deep pink agate. Excellent choice, group number 4. I'm actually going to put on this bracelet right now because why not? It is absolutely stunning. And let's move into your prediction, shall we? So we can figure out precisely how he feels towards you. So first up, we've got the Fool. Okay, he feels as though you're a very exciting person to be around, like you are someone who is fun, who has fresh, vibrant, young energy, and you bring a lot of excitement to his life and any situation. I see here within the Fool that you feel like a breath of fresh air and a new beginning for him, and this is something that he really loves and he really cherishes, and it's something that he's always wanted when it comes to a relationship, because having just a blank slate to work with, that's the best situation that he could picture himself being in when it comes to love. Next up, we've got the Two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords shows me that there is some indecisiveness here. He's not quite sure whether he is ready, whether he is in a space in his life where he can make huge decisions or decisions that you may be looking for. And maybe he's just making assumptions that aren't even true because these are just things that are expected at this point in life. Maybe he's kind of worried that you will want something extremely serious or that you will bring up the topic of children, marriage, things like that. So that is where he feels a little pressured, where he might freak out a little bit. And those are some of his fears, that he feels like he doesn't want any pressure in regards to those topics. Next up, we've got the Marigold. So he feels like your connection is a very positive one. It is a good one. He feels like you are a very positive person and a fun individual to be around. Like having you in his life is actually an upgrade and is something that just brings positivity and just brings light, which is of course an amazing way to have anyone feel about you, group number 4, but especially someone where you're kind of wondering, how does he feel about me? Next up, we've got the Cucumber. The Cucumber is representative of emotions. It also has a little sign of Cancer over here, and that is one of the most intuitive emotional signs of the zodiac. Believe me, I am a Cancerian, so I know what it's like to be an emotional water sign, and emotions are running high when it comes to you. He definitely cares about you. He definitely has feelings for you. That is what the Cucumber is representative of. So if you have asked yourself whether he cares about the situation or cares about you, group number 4, this is the confirmation that you were searching for. He definitely does. But I see that there is some sort of sadness in his life. There's something going on in his life that is not allowing him to fully enjoy and express these emotions, and that's not properly allowing him to be in this space of caring about you the way that he would truly want to. And I want to figure out precisely why. We've got pain. So there's some sort of pain and sadness that's going on in his life, and he's feeling very emotional in this situation. So your person really is going through a tough time. You know, often people just say that they're going through a lot, meanwhile they're actually not interested. But for you, group number 4, your person is really going through some sadness, some pain, some heavy things in their existence, and that may be why it hasn't been clear to you how he feels about you, because he's numb. He's dealing with a lot of things that he never necessarily wanted to deal with, and there are some trauma bonds here that he's trying to work through. I see here within the Great Hammerhead that what is actually going to happen is that he will realize he's stronger than he's ever given himself credit for, and he will come out of this situation. But the question is, do you want to wait for someone who maybe wasn't ready when you were? Do you want to wait for someone who had other things going on during the time where you maybe had strong emotions towards them and it wasn't quite reciprocated in the way that you maybe hoped it would be reciprocated or wanted it to be reciprocated? Group number 4. I see here within the deep sea blind shrimp that he is the type of person who loves all things senses and sensuality, and this is definitely something where he wants to hear, see, feel, taste you, just have a little bite of every part of his being and his senses that can experience you. So he's definitely kind of fantasized about you in different ways. Group number 4, he's fantasized about using all of your senses together, and he definitely feels as though you are a very attractive person physically. So that is an area in which there is no doubt that he likes you. Next up, we've got the walrus calf, which is all about understanding that your emotions are safe and to embrace all of them in order to create a state of flow and a state of understanding, of loving unconditionally. This is where he's at right now. This is what he's trying to figure out for himself, group number 4. And I want you to know that how he truly feels about you is overall very positive, but there are just a lot of things that are going on in his existence that are taking up space and time and energy. Ooh, okay, we've got 2 cards that popped right out of the pile. For one, we've got the 4 of Cups, and then we've got the Sun. The Sun is one of the most favorable cards of the tarot, and the 4 of Cups definitely shows that he's leaving an old emotional bond and situation. So it could even be a past relationship, it could be an ex, it could be leaving a bond with a loved one or a family member who's passing away. That's why we've got so much sadness and pain that showed up for your person, so they will need time to process, to figure things out. And in the Sun, we've got happiness though. We've got warmth that is coming back into their life. We've got the new beginning after a tragic and hard and tough ending that after all is going to allow for everything to turn around for the positive, which actually means that your connection with this person may stand a better chance than you expected. But group 4, we will figure out more during the second part of your prediction, and in order to receive that, what I would like you to do now is scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more personalized and intricate part of your prediction. Feel free to watch your sun and your moon sign if you're familiar with your birth chart, and I'll catch you at the click of your next timestamp. Hello all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction, where we're figuring out precisely how he feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your reading, where you got to pick from one of the 4 groups during the intro. Now let's add on. So we've got 2 cards that clearly already wanted to be here within your prediction. They kind of knocked our setup all around. So these 2 cards are meaningful to figuring out precisely how he feels about you and what he thinks about you. So first up, we've got abundance as well as protection. So he sees you as someone who is protected divinely, but maybe also through friends and family. He feels as though you are someone who has a lot of close friends and family around you who would do anything to protect you, and you've got an abundance of those connections, which may feel a little bit intimidating to him. It could definitely be something that makes him think, if I'm not 100% sure and serious, I better stay away, because otherwise there may be consequences to face, and I'm probably not going to get through this wall of people who care about her or him or them, because they are so divinely protected, both in a spiritual but also in a literal way. Furthermore, within abundance, he feels as though you're someone who has an abundant life, who doesn't want for anything, and that your life is more relaxed than it truly is. You kind of give off this sense of maturity, of being wise beyond your years, of not having as many worries as maybe some other people. That's at least how he feels about you, but also that he has an abundance of relaxation when he's around you. I definitely see that you're someone who brings peace to his life, and I see here within purity that he feels as though you're someone who is very honest, truthful, and pure. Purity may also be a symbol that he feels as though you haven't had many experiences within our society. Purity is something that is held sacred in a lot of different religions and a lot of different communities. And that is where I definitely see that he feels like you're someone who has a very pure soul, a pure body and mind, and like you're someone who is trustworthy, someone who really has his best intentions at heart. Next up, within isolation, I see that your person, they are someone who feels like they could be alone with you for hours and hours and hours on end, and it would be fine. If you've ever been in a room with someone and you haven't had to say anything or talk, you just get one another, you understand the energy, the vibes, that is the type of feeling that he has towards you. That is how your person feels when they think about you. Furthermore, within magic, he also truly feels like you're a magical being, like you're someone who has a lot more in them than they get credit for. He feels as though you're someone who lives a life that is magical in the sense of a lot of unexpected serendipity and goodness that you've got going for you, and that through relaxation, you find a lot of ways in which you can improve your life. So when things are crazy and all over the place, he sees you as someone who can meditate, who can take some steps back, who can relax, and then find a way to truly push forward and truly make a great change for themselves, for their life. Next up, with hope on the horizon, I see that your person feels as though you give them hope. They feel about you like you're a beacon of light, like you're the type of person who can allow a partner to dream, to create a life full of abundance. And in multiple streams, I can see that they feel about you like you're someone who has limitless potential and endless opportunities, really, and that you are actually like a dream partner, a dream person to be with, because you allow for opportunity, you allow for different streams of income, different friend circles, different type of hobbies to exist. You're a very multifaceted type of person. You are very open-minded, and that's where I see here within multiple streams that this is something that they think is amazing about you, not just fascinating, but very supportive, and really makes you like a dream wife, a dream husband, a dream person to be with. Next up, within the Sea Guardian, you are seen as someone, as already mentioned earlier, who is wise beyond their years. You're very mature. You're someone who is dependable. He sees you and truly feels about you as someone who he could only be in a serious relationship with, because anything else doesn't really do you justice. Now, the Seven of Earth shows me here that he also sees you as someone with whom he could have a family with, someone whom he wants to protect. The Seven of Earth shows me here that when he's not with you, he kind of feels left out. He feels like he is on the outside, like he is a little different. You make him feel safe, like you are a very soft, gentle, and sweet kind of nurturing influence that he would like to be a part of. Even if you guys are different, even if you guys have very different upbringings, values, very different backgrounds, I can see that he feels about you as something he wants to be around and protect and take amazing care of. Now, with the Two of Sea, I've got to tell you, he definitely sees you as a romantic partner for life. He sees you as someone who is an amazing person. He sees you as someone who deserves nothing less than another individual who is ready to settle down, to really tie the knot, think marriage, family, and so on. And the Two of Sea shows me here that he respects you deeply and really has true romantic love for you. Now, the question is whether he's ready or not, because if he's not ready, he respects you to the point that he will not mess around with you or play with your feelings. He would rather exit your life and stay away from you and not enter into a relationship than be in a circumstance where he's leading you on, knowing precisely that he isn't ready to give you what you deserve. And in the Sea Alpha male, I see precisely that. He will be true to what he is able to offer you. If he feels like he cannot offer you enough at this point in his life, he will make that clear. He will not play with your feelings. I can see that he truly feels like you're someone who is deserving of happiness and love, like you're someone who has very pure intentions and a pure heart, and you are someone who deserves protection. And having a strong family unit and friends who have maybe seen you go through difficulties and challenges and don't want you to go through that again, this is definitely something that he feels, he can sense, and that he's not going to want to get in between of unless he's truly ready, because he cannot take that heat. Now, all of my beautiful Aries babies, this is part 2 of how he truly feels about you. I really hope that this gave you some insight, that this gave you a little bit of an idea of what's going on in his head, and that this video was helpful, healing, relaxing. Let me know below in the comment section through leaving a tree emoji below that you're an Aries baby and that you made it to the end of the second part of your reading. If you're completely new to my channel, of course, don't forget to subscribe to never miss another prediction. I love you so much, my gorgeous Aries babies, and I can't wait to speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to part 2 of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed part 1, which you got to choose during the intro of this video, but now let's add on to your prediction to figure out precisely how your person feels about you right now and what's running through their mind when they think about you. So let's see what we've got. First up, openness. I see that he feels like you're a very open-minded person and also a very intuitive person. In case you didn't know this, my stunning Taurus, the moon is actually symbolic of your intuition, the divine feminine, and your inner knowing, your instinct. And I definitely see here that your person, he or she, thinks that you are open-minded, you are very receptive, and it doesn't matter what they say to you, you will listen. You will try to put yourself in that position. You are a very compassionate person, and compassion really is love. Compassion is not just understanding, but it is a willingness to try to feel what someone else can feel. And within stillness, I see that he feels about you like you're a very chill person. You're a very relaxed human being. Now, whether that actually applies or not, that is for another video. This video is about how he feels about you, and he feels at peace around you. He feels like you are calm and you bring calmness to him, and you are the type of person who leads a life that is very much relaxed, that is very mature, and a existence of inner peace. I mean, you can't make this up. There's a reason why this card showed up as we were just speaking about stillness and a peaceful existence, inner peace. You really make an impression on him as someone who is divinely guided, who is very open, listens to their intuition, and is never on edge. Now, you may really hide this well, my gorgeous Taurus babies. You may keep your emotions, your emotional highs kind of hidden away from the world, but you definitely make an impression of having everything under control, being very mature, and some may even say wise beyond your years. Next up, within the Mandarin fish, I see that he feels like you're a very gentle person, but also that you require gentle treatment and to take steps back before getting mad. Now, this person feels like you are someone who deserves to be treated with kindness, with gentleness, and not from a very rough place. Now, this is especially if your person is a bad boy, a bad girl. Maybe they come from a background that is a little bit rough, or at least more rough than your background. I want you to understand in the Mandarin fish that they know that, they understand that, and they can feel that they probably need to treat you in a way that is a little bit kinder than they would the average person, and a little bit gentler in order for things to work. Next up, I can see here within the Olive Ridley sea turtle that he feels like you're someone who pushes him out of his comfort zone. He knows what inevitably must be done, but it's like you are that type of person who holds a mirror up to his face and makes him see things that he maybe doesn't necessarily want to see, or that someone else would just swipe under the rug. Now, it is very essential for you to know whether your person, whether he or she is mature enough to really face the music. If you're dealing with someone who is pretty immature or not ready to get out of their comfort zone, then of course they will feel like this is something that challenges them beyond what they are okay with or comfortable with. And then they may ghost you, they may pull away, they may not want to be with you as much. However, if you're with someone who is emotionally mature, who is ready to grow with you, who is ready to see where things can go, you will see here within the Olive Ridley sea turtle that they are actually excited. They're ecstatic to have met you, to have met someone who isn't afraid to be upfront, honest, and maybe even confront them with some things about themselves that they didn't necessarily like, and then they will go for it. That's what I see here within the Great White Shark from the BTS deck, which, by the way, you guys, is dropping way sooner than the official release date on the website, which is end of April of 2023. But you guys, this deck is dropping within the next couple weeks. I don't want to give away too much, but if you want to get on that pre-order list to secure your copy, I recommend that you do that, because really this deck is going to sell out. I'm almost out of all of the pre-order copies, so you know the deal. Don't say I didn't tell you. Now, within the Great White Shark, striking when the iron is hot is definitely symbolic of the fact that he is someone who sees you as a go-getter and who sees you as someone who gives him energy. And once again, he can only see you in this positive way and in this non-intimidating way if he is ready, if he has matured, if he has done some inner work. If he is still in his immature phase, then you will be intimidating to him. I see here within the Great Hammerhead that he definitely sees you as a winner. Now, it doesn't matter what point of life or growth that he's in, he will always see you as a winner. He sees you as someone who is stronger than they know, but who is also just very strong by default, and he sees you as an individual who is able to defy the odds, who you can throw into quicksand and will still be able to somehow come out of it, and someone who is very, very resilient. I see that he sees you as someone who will be very successful a year from now, like you will have a huge breakthrough a year from now. He feels like a year from now there will also be a deeper connection between you and him. A year from now he might be ready, you might be ready, the entire relationship may finally have an opportunity to thrive, to exist. And okay, we have confirmation here in the fact that he truly feels like right now, this very moment, may not be the right time. That actually the right time is once a few things have been sorted within a year from now. Next up, we've got get more information. Yes, so he's waiting for more information. Your person is figuring out more about where their life is headed. They're maybe worried that they are moving very far away, that their job situation may not turn out the way they want to. Maybe they also have a family member that really needs them or is not in great shape, and it's just not the perfect time for them to settle down with you like that right now, or to pursue a serious relationship. So he truly feels like you are an amazing catch, like you're someone who deserves the most respectful, loving treatment. However, he is also very aware of the fact that it may not be the right time, or he may not be capable of doing so. I see here within the Nine of Earth that he truly feels like this situation can turn out well, though. He truly feels as though there is hope for this to work out, and like maybe if it's not now, it's meant to be after, because after all, it's meant to be a year from now, because after all, two soulmates or two people who are meant to be with one another, they will find a way to get back together. Anything that you let go and comes back is truly meant to be. And I want you to know here with Injustice that he is just weighing the options. Will he be able to get you back a year from now, or does he kind of put you in an imperfect situation and hope that you are okay with this, or that your relationship can flourish through it in order to ensure that he doesn't lose you in the meantime, or that you don't move on and find someone else? So I see with Injustice that there's definitely this weighing, this figuring out which option is stronger, better, more appropriate. So there's a lot of thinking, or shall I say even overthinking, that's going on when he thinks about how he really feels about you. Now, the Fire Alpha male shows me that he feels like he needs to have you, like he doesn't want to seem weak in front of you, like you are the type of person that ignites passion, that ignites excitement within him. And I see that he truly feels like you're someone with whom you can have a fun, interesting life where you can just get ready to win, because guess what? You are both winners. You are both meant to be in situations where you are leaders, where you're showing others what you're made of and you're pushing projects forward. I see here within the Five of Earth that he also feels right now a little bit inadequate. Okay, like he cannot offer you as much as he wants to offer you. And that is creating some insecurity. Like he can't offer you the type of standard of living that you deserve. He can't quite offer you the things in the earthly realms that he wants to. Now, that doesn't mean that you are materialistic or that you even care about that. That is just how he feels. That is just something that's making him a little bit nervous. And I can see here within the trickster that he is going through a lot of changes and he's trying to do the work to better himself, to become someone who he feels like really deserves you. Now, insecurities, that is something that he is dealing with. That is something that he feels when he thinks of you, and it's not your making, but it shows that he is capable of self-reflection and figuring out what things he needs to work on and potentially even go away for a little bit to work on before he can truly offer you a relationship that is honoring your worth and your value. Now, my gorgeous Taurus babies, we're at the end of part 2 of your prediction, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little shark emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received part 2 of your reading, and that you enjoyed it. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, don't forget to subscribe to never miss another prediction. I'm sending you so much love, my beautiful Taurus babies, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction where we find out how he truly feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed part 1, which you got to pick from during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Gemini, shall we? In case you didn't know, you are ruled by Mercury, and you are said to be the most inquisitive, adaptable, and versatile sign of the zodiac. But now let's get into it. We've got adventures. He feels as though you are a truly adventurous person. He thinks of you as someone who always has something going on and someone who is bound to be well-traveled and see the world. Within adventures, I can see that he truly thinks you are an exciting person. You are someone whose life will never be dull, and that you're also someone who has a good group of friends and great family who will come with you on a lot of these different adventures. So you're never really alone. Next up, within wonders, I can see that he truly feels as though you are an incredible person. It is hard to even describe or put in words the kind of feelings that you evoke within him, which can make him very shy, which can make this person kind of a little bit intimidated or afraid to try to be closer to you. As I see in adventures and wonders that he also kind of wonders in his mind, what are you doing on some of these travels and adventures? And will you still think of him if he can't join you on some of these excursions? Or will you, for example, be enamored by another person once you're in a different country? It's sunny, it's fun, it's beachy, it's cold, icy, wherever you choose to go. Will you even still think of him in the same way? So there are a little bit of insecurities about how he feels about you. There's a little bit of intimidation. And I see here within forgiveness that nevertheless, he realizes this. He realizes that maybe he's overthinking, maybe he's reading too much into certain situations, and he's definitely taking time to remind himself of the fact that he needs to deal with these thoughts, these persistent feelings of, oh my God, am I good enough? Am I not? This person seems really awesome. This person seems well educated, well traveled. This person is coming from an amazing background. Can I keep up with that? I definitely see here within forgiveness that that is something that he knows he needs to work on. Next up, we've got fulfillment. How he truly thinks about you is that you are a rare peach that is going to give anyone that you end up with the most amazing fulfilled life and feeling in relationships. So I do want you to know here that he feels that you're truly someone who deserves an amazing partner. You're someone who deserves support, adoration, because what you can do for another person when you are in a relationship is really life-changing. What you can do is bring true fulfillment to another individual in a way that not many people can. And I see here that he feels like it's a real risk to open up to you about his emotions because, well, rejection, right? That's one thing, my gorgeous Gemini babies. Nobody likes rejection. We all fear it. We all try to avoid it. But in order to be with someone and to open up to the extent that you need to be in a true, deep, committed relationship, you will have to take that risk. And that is definitely something that he is debating. That's something that he truly feels is putting a little bit of pressure on him. So know here that taking risks is something he is still trying to figure out. Next, let's move further into your reading with the Wild Muse Oracle deck. We've got the 10-90 ratio. So for you, my beautiful Gemini babies, I see that part of how he truly feels about you is really 10% of what happens between you two and 90% of how he feels, how you make him feel. The unspoken, the energy, the vibration, the type of just vibe that you bring into a room when you enter the room, when you're around people. So he doesn't necessarily place that much value on what you've experienced so far. He doesn't care how many times you've seen one another or how much time you've spent together. It's really more about the feeling that you give him. So maybe even if you don't know this person for an extremely long amount of time, that doesn't matter to him. Time doesn't matter. It is how deep the connection is. And the same goes for friendships and relationships, right? It doesn't really matter for how long you've known someone. You can know someone for 10 years and not feel as deeply connected to them as another individual that you met through destiny and fate just 3 days ago. So definitely know here that time isn't always an indication of depth and importance. And I see here that he truly feels like he can trust his intuition with you. Like you give him this amazing sense of safety, of stability, of knowing that your intentions are pure, and he can trust his gut feeling when around you because it is not going to lie. You create a space where energy and emotions can freely thrive and roam. Next up, within big changes, I can see that he truly thinks that you are someone who will not only create big changes in whoever's life that you're in, but you're also someone who creates big changes for themselves, positive ones. We've got the dove here, which is a symbol of peace, serenity. We've got a very kind of chill, relaxed, happy aura that we've got going on here. So definitely know that he feels or thinks of you as someone who evokes amazing, positive, big changes, and who is overall a very positive person. Next up, within Queen of Everything, it's pretty self-explanatory. He truly feels like you are the queen of your existence, of your world. That in a sense you are the queen of everything. You've got the world in your hand. The world is your oyster. You've got limitless possibilities within your life, and you are also someone who knows what they want and you will go for it. That is one thing that he truly feels about you in the queen of everything. Like you are a boss, like you're not someone to mess with, to play around with, and like you're someone who deserves respect and deserves loyalty. In Queen of Everything, I definitely also see that he finds you someone who is very attractive, which can add to that intimidation aspect, but because you seem to be a great leader of your own life and to care about yourself, that also joins in with fulfillment, because that's the only way you can be fulfilled, if you put yourself first sometimes. In improving health, I can see that he truly feels like you're someone who could help him improve his health mentally and physically. Like you've got a pretty healthy lifestyle. That's what he thinks of you. That's how he truly feels about you. And in recovery, I can see that compared to his friend circle and the things he has going on, you are like the sense of a breath of fresh air. You feel like recovery, like a place where he can be in a personal equilibrium, where he can be grounded and centered, is what I'm meaning to say. And I want you to know here that he feels like you're someone who brings stability into his life. As you can see here, with this person in the Lotus position. Next up, we've got the Devil. He also truly feels like you're someone who is very tempting, who is very seductive, who arouses him. You could easily become an addiction for him, which is something that scares him and frightens him a little bit, because he will lay all of his feelings on the table and then of course make himself vulnerable. And we spoke about taking risks and how that isn't an easy task, and I definitely see here within the Devil that that's something that makes him a little bit fearful. So next up, within the Knight of Swords, he is definitely thinking into whether this is a good situation for him. He may need some time to really trust, to listen to his intuition, and to make this decision to fully commit, to be with you, to confess his feelings, profess his love to you, profess the fact that he finds you someone very inspirational and someone who is probably amazing to have around if he has the privilege to, but he needs to kind of muster up the courage to know precisely what he can bring to the table, and precisely how he too can feel as though he is enough around you. That is the thing that he is kind of dealing with. He will never admit it, but it's definitely how he truly feels at the moment. My beautiful Gemini babies, we are at the end of this second part of your prediction, and I hope that you truly enjoyed this video and this psychic reading. Leave a peach emoji below in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to let me and others know that you were here, that you received part 2, and you are a Gemini baby. Know that I'm sending you so much love, so many hugs, and I cannot wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous fellow Cancerians, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed choosing part 1 during the intro of this video. We already have a card that wants to speak here when it comes to all things Cancerian. Do know that we're now going to get into how he truly feels about you based on your signs. So let's dive right into it. First up, we've got the Ocellaris Clownfish. Protect your home. Take care of your sacred spaces. Your person truly feels like they want to protect you and protect your home that you may potentially have with one another. They feel so strongly about you that no matter what type of perceived danger may be out there, they've got this protective vibe going on around you, and they feel as though you're someone who definitely needs to be taken care of, not because you can't be taking care of yourself, but because you deserve the love, the respect, and the care from another person that you so frequently give to others. Next up, we've got the Olive Ridley Sea Turtle. I see here that he truly feels like you're someone who has come out of their comfort zone so many times that you know what needs to be done, and you're someone, you don't just talk, my beautiful Cancerian babies. You're also someone who isn't afraid to get out of that comfort zone, get things done, and actually do what you say you're going to do. That is what I see here within our sea turtle friend. Next up, we've got the beluga whale. Feed your curiosity. Try something new. I can see that he truly thinks that you're someone who is very exciting, adventurous, and isn't afraid to try new things. He feels like a life with you would be filled with adventure, filled with curiosities being looked at, being tried, and, you know, new dishes, new hobbies, new worlds, as well as countries being explored with you. I definitely see that he truly thinks that you're someone who isn't afraid of anything, who is courageous, who will dip their hands into anything new, who will try anything new, and who is very innovative. Next up, we've got the bottlenose dolphin. He truly thinks that you are a good time and that you're also someone who is the life of the party when you want to be. You can socialize and celebrate life anytime you feel like it. You are everyone's favorite party guest to invite, and I see here that he truly thinks that maybe he has some competition because you're quite the popular person. That's at least how he feels. He feels as though you've got a great set of family and friends surrounding you who can keep you occupied when you're not at work or when you're not spending time with him. Next up, we've got the orca pod. So teamwork makes the dream work is the main message within the orca pod. Work with others to accomplish greatness, as the BTS deck states. So here we've got the message that he truly feels like you are an amazing teammate with whom he can make dreams come true, that he can work with you to accomplish greatness. So clearly he thinks you're a hard worker. mentor. Clearly he thinks you're disciplined. Clearly he thinks you're intelligent. If not, he wouldn't feel as though he could work with you, potentially even start a business with you, start a true life with you. And I see here within the Orca pod that this definitely shows that he has a deep sense of respect for you. And when you've got this deep sense of respect, you definitely feel as though people think twice before they mess with you. They think twice before they do something that maybe isn't great, that maybe isn't what they should be doing. So he is definitely watchful, careful, and in a state where he doesn't want to hurt you if there is a situation where the truth may not be what you want to hear. Next up, within the moon, I can see that he is not 100% sure how you feel about him, and this is definitely creating some sort of insecurity or fear of rejection. The moon stands for unclarity and deception as well, so he's kind of worried of the fact that he may have stronger feelings for you than you have for him. That's of course not something he wants to open up about or experience. So he's wondering whether this feeling, whether this energy, this tension, this chemistry that he feels between you and him is real or whether it's just him. I can see here within the Eight of Swords that this is a little frustrating to him. He feels in a way like he is restricted and limited in how openly he can speak to you because he doesn't want to get hurt. He doesn't want to feel stupid if he comes to you and kind of tells you, professes his feelings, maybe even his love for you, and there is no reciprocity or it's not a mutual thing. That is something that he really worries about. It is definitely something that is putting constraints and restrictions on the situation and the amount of openness that he feels he can bring or provide to you. Next up, within the gateway, I want you to know that he truly feels as though you're a gateway to another world, to a place that is magical, that he's never experienced before. So you are very different for him. He truly feels like you are a unicorn, a little baby Cancerian unicorn that he has never seen or experienced before, and that you are trustworthy. You are someone who will never purposely do something to hurt him or others. While you are real, straightforward, direct, and honest, you are the type of person who doesn't feel as though the truth has to be brutal or the truth needs to hurt. You know precisely how to speak to others in a way that makes your point but doesn't hurt other people's feelings to the core. You're the type of friend that everyone comes to for advice. Next up, we've got a few cards that pop themselves the right way up. So I see that he also thinks of you as a leader. He truly feels like you're someone who does not need a partner in order to be happy. And I see here within flow that he sees you as someone who is in their flow state, who is going to reach peak state soon in their career and in their personal life, and that you've got a great community that surrounds you. So he definitely is wondering what he can bring to your life, because he truly feels like your life is already pretty fulfilled and like there has to be a very special person who brings quite a few things to the table in order to be deserving of being around you, of being a partner, of being part of your life. But I see here with an opportunity that he is really thinking, man, this could be my opportunity to be with someone truly special. He understands that this might be a once in a lifetime opportunity and connection, and this is something that he realizes, and he will feel like it's a huge loss should he not be able to conquer his fears or his overthinking and try to see where this connection with you may go. He definitely feels that you're special and that you're someone that he could see himself being with. Now, my beautiful Cancerian babies, we're at the end of part 2 of your prediction, and I hope that you enjoyed this 2-part reading. Make sure that you leave a little home emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to check out all of my beautiful crystal bracelets, the beaded ones that I just launched. These are so high quality and they can fit anyone's wrist. The same goes for these new crystal rings with these gorgeous Austrian crystals. They're all linked in the description box, by the way. So I'd like to thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, my beautiful Cancer babies, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Leo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. So we'll get straight into part 2 of your reading using the BTS deck, the Below the Surface Oracle deck. I hope that you enjoyed picking part 1 during the intro of this video, but now we'll talk all things Leo, shall we? First up, we've got the Dumbo Octopus. Stop chasing, attract what you desire. He truly feels as though he wants to chase you. So if you've been chasing him, or you've kind of been putting the energetic frequency out there of waiting for him to text you back, to contact you, you need to stop. You need to move on. You need to live your life as though it doesn't matter whether he contacts you again or not. He wants to feel as though he's doing the chasing, and you need to stop chasing, because you will attract him into your life even more when you kind of just play it cool, when you kind of just show that you've got your own things going on. He likes that. Next up, within the Mantis Shrimp, know that he's not going to give up. If this man, if this lady is truly meant for you, this person is going to continue to pursue you. They're going to continue to try to show you what a great addition to your life that they would be, and they're definitely someone who isn't afraid to profess their feelings and their love to you moving forward. Within the Garibaldi Damselfish, I want you to know that someone will be visiting you very soon, and we're talking about how he feels about you. So he will be an unexpected guest in your life one way or another very soon. You're not going to expect him to contact you, to come back, to try to patch things up or make things work out between you, but he will come back. The most important thing for you is to just not even seem as though you're waiting, or as though you're kind of on pins and needles while he's away. Continue on living your life. Try to not pay it any mind, and trust me, you will attract him right back to you, and he's going to text you. He's going to show up at your door. He will be this unexpected guest. Next up, we've got the Whale Shark. Let your heart lead you. You hold an internal roadmap. That is the message we've got here in the Whale Shark. And I want you to know that he truly feels as though you're someone who is led by the heart. And he too is someone who acts a little impulsively. He needs to be shown that you are independent and that you don't need him, that you're not waiting for him. And that is when the alarm bells are going to ring within his head, and he's going to think, wow, this person is fulfilled without me. This person clearly has their own things going on. This is the type of individual that I want to get to know more closely, that I actually want to be with. In the Black Tip Reef Shark, I can see that he feels as though staying in shallow waters has been best. He feels as though he didn't want to share too many feelings up until now. He's been shy. He's been a little worried about getting hurt, about feelings not being reciprocated. So therefore, staying in shallow waters has been his preferred method of communication and thoughts about you. But I can definitely see that that has just created chaos, because the feelings that he has for you run a lot more deeply than he has allowed himself to admit to himself. However, in Healing Chaos, I can definitely see that he is fixing, patching up, cleaning up the mess that has been created internally to a certain degree, and he's being more real and honest with himself moving forward about how he truly feels about you. And that is bringing fulfillment. That is actually bringing the sense of truth, the sense of honesty, the sense of internal peace and rest, because once you can be honest with yourself about who you are, how you feel, and what you need and desire, that really gives you this sense of being able to just exhale and know that you're not hiding anything, that you're not running from anything. Within Wonders, I can see that he truly feels as though you are someone very inspiring. He truly feels as though you are someone who has a lot going for them, and he would have to really bring something great to the table to justify being in and around your life. Furthermore, he truly feels like you are someone who is a good person. I see that in the Whale Shark, that you are just led by your heart and you do what you truly think is best for everyone involved, and that you're very honest and outspoken. You tell it like it is. He also truly feels as though in order to make things work with you, he would have to tell it like it is. He would have to finally be honest, finally profess and confess, especially if he hasn't been very straightforward or deep about his feelings. If he's kept the communication kind of in shallow waters, he knows that Sometimes superficial is enough, but not this time. Not with this beautiful little Leo unicorn. And he understands here, would tell it like it is, that he is going to have to put himself out there. He's going to have to put his pride, his ego on the line. Here within Stormy, I can see that he has this internal conflict, this internal back and forth, which he, of course, doesn't want to admit to anyone. But we already had that within Healing Chaos. We've got this little tornado. Now we've got Stormy. It's very clear here that he's a little bit torn, that he's a little bit unsure, and that he's battling with himself on what the best option is, what the best mode of moving forward could be when it comes to you and him. Next up, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. He feels especially passionate about you when it comes to self-development and really building something. He feels as though you are someone with whom one can build a future with. You're not the type of person to just casually date. He definitely feels as though there must be dedication in a relationship with you. There must be not only care, but also development, also growth. And this is definitely something that he sees would challenge him moving forward. The Three of Cups shows me happiness, friendship, and community that he sees around you. He feels like you're someone who has a very healthy life and surrounding, like you're someone who has a lot of people's best interest at heart, and vice versa. A lot of people protect you. A lot of people definitely crave a friendship with you. That's how he sees you, as a popular person and someone who has a pretty good standing in their community. Within the Hermit, he also sees you as someone who enjoys alone time, introspection, solitude, someone who can be a little bit of a introvert. The Hermit also shows me here that he is the type of person who keeps a lot to himself. So once he starts opening up, that's definitely going to be a sign that you are now the closest person in his life, because opening up is something he has never done before. Now, the Six of Swords shows me that this transition may take time. Maybe you're going through this transition with him right now where contact is a little low or there is a little break. However, he will come back. The stipulation is that you continue living your life as difficult as it is, and then you can of course also decide for yourself, do you want to have someone back in your life who ever needed this type of space in order to have the clarity that, yeah, they really want to try this with you, or they really want to be with you. That is up to you. Some people simply need some space to think things over, to sort themselves before they can be 100% sure. And whether you accept that or not, my beautiful Leo baby, that's your decision. But know that this person has good thoughts about you. They have the best intentions at heart for you, and they're definitely the type of person who is worried about rejection. They're the type of person who does not open up, period. So for them to do that with you would be special. It would be once in a lifetime, really. So my beautiful Leo babies, make sure you leave a tornado emoji below in the comment section. And as already mentioned, don't forget to check out my new fully adjustable crystal ring designs like we've got right here. These are so gorgeous. They come in so many different beautiful Austrian crystals, and so do my gorgeous new beaded crystal bracelets. These are such high quality pieces. They will last you for years, I promise. So make sure you check them out. The links are all in the description box. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello all my stunning Virgo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. Oh, okay, we already have a card that wants to speak, but what I wanted to say beforehand is that I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your prediction, which you got to pick during the intro of this video, but now we'll talk all things Virgo to add on to part one of your reading, creating a highly personalized two-part experience. So first up, we've got power. I can see here that he truly feels like you're someone who is super powerful, who also holds quite a bit of power over him, if that makes any sense, because he likes you that much. And this is something that can be a little bit scary because there is this fear of the loss of power and self-control around you. That's one thing that I can see here when it comes to his feelings towards you. Next up, we've got thriving. He truly feels as though you're someone who's thriving. You're someone who is leveling up. You're going through several glow-ups, and you're the type of person who will always find the light at the end of the tunnel. He sees you as someone who is doing their thing, someone who's got their own life going on and is very self-sufficient and independent. Within wisdom, I can see that he truly feels like you are wise beyond your years, and maybe this isn't the first time that you've heard this, my beautiful Virgo baby. You are ruled by Mercury, in case you didn't know, which is the planet of communication and the rational mind. And maybe even as a child, you kind of heard from a lot of people that when it comes to just speaking your thought process, you seem a lot older and more mature than you truly are. And it could be from all of the experiences that you've been through, both good and bad and challenging, and somehow you were able to remain composed and come out the other side thriving and winning and more powerful than ever. Next up, we've got truth for you. I see that he truly feels like you're someone who is honest and truthful. He feels like you are the type of person whom one can trust with anything, and you are the type of person that we can count on to tell the truth. As a Virgo, you are said to be very detail-oriented. You're said to be someone who can also be critical and honest and upfront and direct, not in a hurtful manner, but in a very real way. You're not going to BS with anyone. It is important for you to be straightforward. Next up, within abundance, know that he truly feels like you're someone who lives an abundant life. It could be financially, it could be when it comes to love. Do know that this does not have to represent the truth or what is actually going on. This is just about how he feels about you, how he sees you, what he thinks is going on in your life. And I can see that he thinks there's a lot of abundance that's going on for you in your existence. And in touch with your body, he truly sees you as someone who is healthy, open-minded, and someone who likes to invest in their body and their appearance. Now, maybe you don't even put that much time into it, but it just seems that way from your glow up type of energy and from the fact that he truly feels like you are an attractive person, and taking care of yourself is something that he cannot resist. It's something that he finds very, very attractive in a woman, a man, a person. Next up, we've got the best of you. I can see here that he truly feels as though you are putting out the best version of yourself, like you are constantly trying to improve, to make self-development a real habit and a thing, and that because you're so truthful and honest, even when you failed at a task or you're struggling, this is something that definitely shows a vulnerable side that is very wise, honest, real, and that is fearless. I see within Take Action that he feels like he has to take action or he's going to lose you. However, there is fear there, right? There is this sense of loss of power if he's very open about how he feels about you. And Take Action, I can see that he knows what needs to be done. He knows that he has to take action in order for anything to develop, but it's definitely something he's a little bit worried about. As I see here within Know Your Worth, that he understands that you know your worth, my beautiful Virgo babies. You have been through challenging friendships and relationships, situationships where your worth wasn't honored or taken seriously, and you do not create habits or strengthen relationships with people who don't honor your worth, which good for you. We just need to give you a little round of applause first and foremost. You are doing the right thing for yourself, and he understands that. He understands that you're not going to put up with an unhealthy dynamic. You're not going to put up with someone who does not see you for who you truly are, and all you want in your life is peace and healthy relationships. You're not going to settle for less because you know you don't need to, and because you value yourself. Next up, we've got improving health. He truly feels like you're the type of person with whom his health can improve mentally and physically. physically. And this ties in beautifully with In Touch with Your Body, this little green drink, all of the fruit that we have going on here, all the healthy, unprocessed things. I definitely see that he feels like you are an upgrade to anyone's existence, and he just feels when he looks at you or when he thinks of you like you are a big fat yes, a big fat walking green flag, if you will. Like, there is no way one can look at you, my beautiful Virgo babies, and think, oh, this is not a good person, or this is not someone worth being with. No, that is impossible. He sees you as someone who is wanted by many and who has a lot of different options. He also sees you or thinks of you as someone who is very smart, someone who can come up with solutions to any problem, and he definitely feels like, in a way, you are very confident and powerful, but you also don't even know how far you're still going to go. Like, you're still a little bit naive of the heights that you can really reach, especially professionally. Next up, I see here in Temperance that he truly feels like he has to temper himself around you, like he has to take a step back, otherwise he will get carried away, otherwise he will overthink, but also get carried away in lust. I see here within Temperance that you excite him, you create this feeling of wanting to be close physically, and it's something that he finds very difficult to suppress. He is struggling to find out how to suppress his urges when he's around you, and this is something that makes him a little bit afraid because we spoke about it in Power, this loss of control. Next, we've got the Sky Puppy, which is representative of learning new things, of figuring out precisely how to handle yourself or oneself. And I see that this ties in amazingly with the Temperance card and what we just spoke about, with him trying to find a way how he can control himself, how he doesn't feel this complete loss of power, and how he can truly express how he feels about you in a way that is comfortable and doesn't feel as though he's making himself so vulnerable that there's a lot of discomfort or fear involved in the situation. So he truly feels positively about you. He truly feels like you are a deserving person, but he also truly feels like he has to figure out how to regain his own personal power in order to confess, profess, take action when it comes to you, and say how he really feels and what he wants out of this situation. So my beautiful Virgo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little rainbow emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you enjoyed your reading. Furthermore, of course, don't forget to check out my new fully adjustable crystal rings. These are so high quality and beautiful. They will last you for years to come. I can assure you of that. And also my crystal bracelets. I have so many different crystal beaded ones with these beautiful elephant symbols, which are symbolic of wisdom, as well as care, love, family. So this is a great bracelet for you to just wear to remind you of these values, but also to give to someone that you really love. So my beautiful Virgos, thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Libra babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your reading, which you got to choose from during the intro of this video. But now we will talk all things Libra, shall we, in order to conclude all of the emotions that he's got running through his veins when he thinks of you. So first up, we've got power. I can see that he feels as though you're a very powerful person. He too is someone who has strong opinions and is someone who values their own personal power, but he kind of feels like he struggles to keep up his power around you, my gorgeous Libras. Like, he is just lost in you and thoughts about you whenever he's around you, and that creates a little bit of anxiety because he's never been in a position where he feels as though he's struggling to maintain his power. And in illumination, I can see that illuminates in his mind. That makes it very clear that there's something special between you and him, that somehow you are that one person who has this soft spot that you've created in him, that you are that one person where he can't say no, where he feels like he struggles to keep up a facade that he's usually so easily and so confidently able to keep up at work or with friends. And I can see that it actually shows him that he's got a lot more facets to himself and who he is than he ever realized or gave himself credit for. So you actually, in a strange sense, comfort him even though he feels a loss of power, and he definitely feels as though his emotions may run so deeply for you that he doesn't even think when you ask him to do something or you want something to happen, that he's the type that will just do it, that could fall so deeply for you. Next up, we've got becoming nobody. So I see that he is going through a process of huge shifts and changes within his life. He's starting from scratch in many different areas of his existence. He may have not even told you about this, but I want you to know, my beautiful Libras, that this is creating some sort of imbalance and difficulty when it comes to being with you and feeling like he's bringing enough to the table to satisfy you, because he's got these updates going on, updates to his system, so to say, because there are a lot of things in his life that aren't stable, that are changing, that are unsure, whether it be his living situation, his earning situation, what he thinks he's going to do moving forward professionally or academically. And these are fears that he has that may come in between you and him and the connection. But within manifesting magic, I also see that he feels like anything is possible between you and him, and that if two souls are really made for each other, there's nothing that can pull them apart, and they will find a way to get back together, and they will find a way to magically create this bond that is unshakable. Within Be Authentic, I can see that he really feels like you are an authentic person, and in a sense it makes him a little bit nervous because he hasn't shown you every part of himself, and of course he does not want you to think of him as someone who is weird or someone who is strange. He does not want you to see his weaknesses. That's what I see here in connectivity to power. That is something that he's struggling with, because he also knows that once you have seen his weaknesses or his struggles, he is like putty in your hands, because now he's opened up. Now there's nothing to hide anymore. He's been authentic, and if you accept that and you allow him to feel comfortable, even in situations where he's maybe not as in control as he'd like to be, you're really the one. You're like the soulmate. I see here within the Emperor that you give him a sense of security without stripping him of his masculinity. And this is something that he values so much. And if the person who we're speaking about here for you is female, apply that, my beautiful Libra babies. Know that you can allow her to express femininity without stripping her of it or making her feel ashamed of what she's going through. So do know here within the Emperor that this person that we're speaking of in your reading, where we're figuring out how they truly feel about you, they feel powerful around you. They feel like you're the type of person who lets them be themselves, who allows them to be authentic. The only thing they fear is, of course, trusting you, because they don't know you that well yet, but trusting you with their life, because that's really something that they could see themselves doing. Next up, within the Eight of Pentacles, and the fact that there's always this risk, right? When you trust someone in love with your emotions, your feelings, I can see that they're the type of person who sees you as a very hardworking individual, as someone who is dedicated, passionate, honest, disciplined. I can see that they view you as someone who takes self-development and growth very seriously. That's the type of energy that they want to be around. Next up, within the Sun, he truly feels like you're someone who illuminates the room when you walk in. He feels like you're someone who brings a lot of vitality and optimism to any situation. Like you are someone who is not only successful, but also wishes success upon others. You are the type of person who feels like there's enough for everyone in this world. You always have the best intention at heart for others, or in your heart for other people, and he truly feels about you like you are the type of person who will go very far in life. Now the Nine of Wands here shows me that he also sees you as someone who's very resilient, someone who can be a little bit overly cautious, but at the same time it makes sense because you've been through a lot, my beautiful Libras, and you will not take BS from anyone. You will not take anyone playing games with you, which actually makes him respect you a lot more, because you have this air of a willingness to walk away from a situation that doesn't serve you or from a situation that isn't healthy. And only someone who truly loves themselves and values their peace and sanity is able to do that. And that is exactly what you're demonstrating. Within the orange dotted tusk fish, I can see that he feels like you are someone who can think outside of the box, and that you still have a lot of talents and things that you haven't tapped into just yet that you will discover and uncover within your lifetime and along the way. Here within the tiger shark, he also feels like you're someone who is very much connected to your heritage and your ancestors, and that you would make them very proud if they could see you right now. And he sees you as someone who's family oriented and someone who makes their family feel like, yes, we have done a good job at supporting this person because look how they're giving back to the community. He truly feels about you like you are someone who is honoring where you come from, and like you've never forgotten where you came from or where you started, no matter how successful that you may get in life. And the coconut octopus shows me that he truly feels like you're on the right path and that you should keep going even when things get rough. When he looks at you and you're going through a tough time, he feels like, why are you worrying? Why are you overthinking? Why are you stressing yourself out? At the end of the day, you're on the right path. Keep going through the in-betweens, the unknowns, the difficulties. You will get there. One thing that he feels about you is that you kind of have a discrepancy between how you see yourself and how the world sees you, and that you see yourself as less vibrant than other people actually do, or less powerful than other people see you. And it's just a matter of time for you to have this epiphany, this illumination from within that reminds you, hey, actually, I am a lot more powerful, beautiful, smart, and intelligent than I've given myself credit for. And I definitely see here that that will increase your power as you are even less so going to take any type of treatment that isn't in line and on par with your self-worth and your self-value. So all of my beautiful, gorgeous Libra babies, this is the reading that I received for you for part 2. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Of course, don't forget to check out my adjustable crystal rings that I just got in. They are so gorgeous, so beautiful, and will fit anybody's finger size. And also my bracelets that are so high quality. I love these. They all come with these golden elephant charms. These will last you forever. You can even hop in the shower with these bracelets. You don't need to be careful when using these whatsoever, and they make for amazing additions to your jewelry collection and everyday wear. So my gorgeous, beautiful Libra babies, thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my stunning Scorpio babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed receiving part 1, which you got to pick from during the intro of this video, and where we just sat down together and spoke about the overall vibe about how he truly feels about you. But now we'll get into even more details and Scorpio related facts of how he feels about you. First up, we've got illumination. I can see here that he feels as though you are someone who brings light to darkness. You are the type of person who lights up any room, any situation, and you are very clear in your communication and your wants and your needs. He actually finds you to be someone who is easy to comprehend, and like you're the type of person who likes clarity in situations, which he definitely loves as well. Next up, we've got freedom. He truly feels like you are the type of person who can still provide a partner with freedom. You are not the type of person who is going to encroach on another human being in a relationship. Not only are you freedom loving, but you are also pretty secure in yourself, is how he truly feels about you, and that you're not the type of human being who constantly needs reassurance, and that you're someone that he can see himself going forward with, going the distance with. That is one thing that I can see here within going forward in regards to his feelings towards you. He definitely feels as though you are the type of person that one can build with, that one can be with for a long time, because you also are very straightforward and real and honest. past. I see within big changes that he truly feels like you bring big positive changes to people's lives. Big changes does definitely show us here some peace, which is symbolic within the dove. And we've of course got this expression of happiness in these big changes. And he truly feels like you are the type of person who might just completely change his life and his outlook on his existence. Within the best of you, I want you to know that he truly feels like you bring out the best of other people. You bring out the best in him, you bring out the best in yourself. He actually really puts you on a bit of a pedestal, and this may cause him to feel slightly intimidated because it feels intense. It feels like you've really got some things figured out that he is still struggling with. Within beauty sleep, I can see that he feels as though you're the type of person gets a good amount of rest. You look refreshed, well rested. Now, whether this is true or not, my beautiful Scorpio baby, that is not what we're speaking of here within this reading. It's just about how he feels about you, and he feels like you always look refreshed. You always look youthful, energetic, like you've got enough rest time, downtime within your life, which is a very positive thing. Within Connect with Nature, I can see that he truly feels like you are the type of person who is connected to nature, who has this earth angel type of energy. And maybe you are a bit of a environmentalist. Maybe you've got an electric car. Maybe you purchase whole foods. Maybe you're the type of person who eats a vegetarian or a vegan diet, which has a better impact on the environment than the typical meat and dairy diet. I see here within Connect with Nature that he finds you to be very inspiring when it comes to the sustainability aspects that you try to implement into your life. Reusing grocery bags, for example, just these little things that you think of that not many people in your position or your age may even consider. Next up within the Blue Shark, I can see that he truly feels like you are the type of person who is meant to have good things and nice things in your life, that whatever has happened to you positively is no accident, and that you've kind of attracted it out of your own making and out of the goodness of your own heart. The Blue Shark definitely shows me that he looks at you as someone who deserves everything that they've got. He looks at you as someone who is also hardworking, who isn't the type of person who just takes things for granted, and therefore you are definitely one of those people who are just very, very deserving. Next up, we've got the Spiny Seahorse. The Spiny Seahorse shows me that he truly feels like you are the type of person who lives their own norms, their own traditions, their own values. You don't really care whether these include reversed roles. For example, if traditionally the man would do a lot less taking care of kids or household work, this is not something that you necessarily feel like you should live. For you, you just do whatever is best. You don't feel as though, for example, you're a woman and therefore you should stay at home if you've got a thriving career and that's something you really love. You're not afraid to be the one who goes out and earns more of the income in a household. And I see here within the Spiny Seahorse that he truly feels like you're someone who is very progressive, who just does what's best for themselves and their situation. And that definitely takes a secure, confident individual to not care about what other people think. Next up, we've got the Magician. So he truly feels like you're someone who is a creator, like you're someone who isn't afraid to take action, and like you're someone who is filled with a lot of willpower. You are a creator in the sense of being great at making things from scratch. You don't necessarily need a lot of external inspiration. A lot of your inspiration just comes from within. It comes from a place of maturity, stillness, and also some trauma that you've been through. And I can see here within your reading that he truly feels like you are an inspiration, not just to him, but to many. The King of Wands shows that in a way you're an authority when it comes to creativity. So if you love writing, if you love singing, creating music, playing an instrument. You're pretty good at it, better than you give yourself credit for. And I see here within the King of Wands that you are the type of person that others look to for stability, and he truly sees you as someone who is always going to be a beacon of light, as someone who is always going to be important in society and in their community. And the Page of Cups does also show me that he feels like you are underestimating yourself in so many ways, that in a sense you will be very surprised when you accomplish these great things in your life. But everyone else kind of already saw that this is going to happen for you, my beautiful Scorpios. You were the only one who was kind of hesitant or who wasn't quite sure. Now the moon shows me here that he is worried that his feelings towards you won't be reciprocated, and that he's kind of being a little bit crazy, thinking that you're just as interested in him as he is in you. So this is of course causing a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of unclarity that may hold him back from truly saying how he feels to you directly, or pursuing you as much as you may crave for him to, or as much as he would actually like to. So this is definitely a situation where he finds you inspirational, but he also feels, in a sense, like he isn't quite sure if you feel the same way about him. So all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found this second part insightful. Leave a little teddy bear emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received the second part of your reading, and that you represent the Scorpio fam. Of course, don't forget to check out my beautiful crystal rings. I have so many new adjustable styles, so you don't even have to worry about whether these sizes will fit you or not. They ship worldwide. And of course, I've got these high quality bracelets, which you can just wear every day with anything. You can even shower with these. I mean, honestly, these are like unbreakable, unshakable. So if you're looking for very high quality crystal jewelry, shop the premium section and you will be able to enjoy these pieces for years to come, I promise. So all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction, where we'll talk all things Sagittarius about how he truly feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed picking part 1 of your prediction during the intro of this video, but now we'll talk everything fire signs. So first up, we've got blessings. So for my beautiful Sagittarius babies, I can see that he truly feels as though you are a blessing, as cheesy as it sounds. Like you're the type of person who adds value to other people's lives, and like you bring goodness. You're definitely the type of person who has good fortune and good luck that follows them. Next up, with insecurity, I can see that you give him the sense of stability and security. You seem like someone who is loyal, who wouldn't cheat or lie or deceive, and you truly make him feel as though you're a person with whom he can build with whom he can create a life together with. Next up, we've got freedom. I do see that freedom is in the question here. Freedom is something that he thinks about a lot, and he wonders whether he will have enough freedom should he decide to be with you, or should you decide to be together, romantically speaking. Freedom is something that he values and something that he really fears losing as well, because often with stability and security does maybe come a little decrease of freedom, right? Because in order for there to be security, there has to be some sort of routine, some sort of predictability, which means potentially less freedom because there is a quote unquote protocol to follow. So I want you to know here within Murky Waters that this is something that makes him indecisive. This is something that makes him feel like he's not really sure whether this is something he's excited about and he really craves and wants at this point in his life, or whether it's something that he actually is a little bit fearful of. So he's torn. He feels positively towards you, but he also doesn't want to put himself in a situation where he feels like he doesn't have the freedom that he needs or desires, and he then kind of messes up a relationship with you. And updates to your system, I want you to understand that how he truly feels is that he needs to upgrade himself a little bit more. He needs to grow, he needs to mature, he needs to figure out who he is, what he wants out of life, and where he is going next. He kind of feels like he's floating around sometimes a little bit more than he's comfortable with. And in updates to your system, I can see that he also knows that this is something that you wouldn't appreciate. But he also understands that there is always a way. If you're meant to be together, if you're soulmates or twin flames, you will not miss out on being in one another's lives. And there is no way that you will not find a way to make things work, that you will not find a way to create some sort of security and stability. Now, the Jar of Dreams shows me that for him, how he truly feels is that there's so much potential within your connection and situationship. There is so much that could go right. There is so much that could be a forever love story. However, as we did speak about, there is this fear of settling down. There is this fear of kind of just being with one person for the rest of their life. And that's where I can see that maybe they also didn't have amazing role models when it came to this. And therefore, they're a little bit worried and they're asking themselves, is it even really possible? Here within the Siamese fighting fish, your commitment is everything. And he feels this. He feels that he has to be committed. He has to make sure that he's 100% on board, or else it will not work out. And in your commitment is everything, even if that requires doing it alone. I want you to understand that how he truly feels about you is that you're most likely the type of person who would rather be alone than be in murky waters, than be in a relationship that is unclear, than be in a situationship for too long, or than to be with someone where you're not quite sure, okay, are they in it for the long haul? Do they really mean it? Do they want a committed, stable relationship for the long term? You would rather do it by yourself and at least know you can count on you, rather than being with someone who isn't giving you the stability that you desire or crave. Next up, we've got the orange dotted tuskfish. This is representative of your ability to think outside of the box, and that you actually have yet to discover some valuable tools. I can see that he truly feels like you're someone who is an amazing problem solver, who can think outside of the box and accomplish greatness, and who is really actually someone who can do things without knowing how to do it and somehow succeed, somehow come out the other end triumphant. The koi shows us here that he truly feels as though you're someone who is very fun, and like you don't take life too seriously to a degree where there's no fun anymore in life. Like you are a very lighthearted, fun type of person, like you've got a great sense of humor, and like overall you've also got a lot of people around you who love spending time with you and who see you as someone who is amazing to be around, energetically speaking. Now the whale shark shows me that he truly feels like he just wants his heart to lead him towards you if it's the right situation, and that at the end of the day, even if right now it's a situationship or no one's really sure about how the other person feels about them, when things are meant to be, everything will sort itself out for the better. That's what he truly believes in, and he is okay with giving the situation a little bit of time before deciding what action to take next and what he truly wants out of this, and also of course consulting with you about what you truly want out of this situation with him. Next up, we've got the dog star. Now the dog star is representative of your intuition, listening to your heart and your gut feeling, but also understanding here that sometimes there can be situations in which it's best to just create clarity. And here I can see that he truly feels like he has to be real upfront and honest with you about his capabilities and his limitations. He's a little bit afraid about that. He's a little bit worried about how you're going to view him once he's honest with you about his fear of losing his freedom, of not being 100% sure whether he's ready or not. But at the end of the day, it's always better to be honest than to have deception between you and a potential romantic partner. Next up, within the Five of Sky, it becomes very clear that he's got some internal conflict going on, and how he truly feels about you is definitely, in a sense, touched by this, because he has his own things that he's dealing with and trying to sort. it's hard to just purely feel like he wants to be with you or wants to figure things out with you, because he himself isn't sure of what he wants out of life in general. He can see that you're an amazing partner or potential partner. He can see that you are someone who brings so much value to other people's lives and existence. However, he's kind of wondering, can he keep up with that? Can he provide the same? Can he do something that will be satisfactory to you? So I do see here within the Five of Sky that he is thinking maybe he needs some alone time. Maybe he needs to really ponder and figure things out, get out of his murky waters so he can create clarity, not just for himself, but also for you, because that's what you deserve. And your willingness, or the energetic frequency that you're on, that suggests this willingness to walk away from an unhealthy connection or an unclear connection, definitely shows him that he's got something to lose. He can't just BS with you from morning till night all day long. No, he needs to either come correct or get out of your life, because you don't have time for games. And that's definitely something that he feels, that he senses, and that he respects. So my beautiful Sagittarius babies, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little bird emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received the second part of your prediction, and of course that you're a Sagittarius baby. Furthermore, don't forget to check out my beautiful divine crystal jewelry collection online, which has a lot of adjustable jewelry as well if you're not sure of your size, so you know that will fit for sure. And of course all of these beautiful beaded bracelets, which can fit any wrist size. They're so durable, you can even shower with these things and they will last you for years. So make sure you check out my new collection that just dropped on bowlife.com. So I'd like to thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, my stunning Capricorn babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction, where we figure out precisely how he feels towards you. I hope that you enjoyed picking the first part of your reading during the intro of this video, but now let's talk all things Capricorn. Let's get into it. First up, we've got wisdom. I can see that he feels like you're someone who is very smart, intelligent, wise, and mature. Shall I say wise beyond your years? And this is maybe not something that you have actually heard for the first time in your life. You may have always been that very mature kid that was able to figure out a lot of things by themselves, maybe out of necessity, maybe out of pure willpower and interest. But either way, that still reflects in who you are today and the impression that you make on people. Within courage, I can see that he views you as someone who is very strong, courageous, and fearless. He sees you as an equal. He sees you as someone with whom he can banter with, someone who isn't just going to take any type of treatment, and someone who you actually need to treat with respect and dignity. I also want you to know here within wisdom that you are very emotionally intelligent to him and not emotionally unstable or volatile, and this is something that he finds very rare in this day and age. Next up, we've got abundance. Now, you seem to be the type of person who doesn't need anything. You seem very self-sufficient to him. He feels like you're someone who will walk away from unhealthy situations before you put yourself in a predicament that isn't good for you. You'd rather be alone. You've got abundance as in a good financial standpoint. That's how he feels when he sees you or looks at you. You seem to be put together. You seem to not want for anything or be needy. If there's something you desire, you'll go out, work for it, and get it by yourself. Next up, we've got transformation. I can see that he views you as someone who has gone through significant transformations and who will continue to go through these metamorphoses of where you're changing from one form, one shape to another, and you're continuously growing, evolving, and shape-shifting, which is a good thing. He sees you as someone with whom life is going to be exciting, and he sees you as someone who isn't afraid of change, which shows, again, how courageous that you are. And the fact that you're wise enough to not get too attached to who you currently are or who you once were, because you know that in order for there to be any type of change, especially good change, you have to do things differently and you have to become a different person. He sees you as someone who is thriving. He sees you as someone who doesn't need him, who actually doesn't need anyone, because you have found your own lane. You have found your own way to thrive, to push forward, to create the life and the existence of your dreams. And you seem to just have it all to him. Now, whether this is true or not, my beautiful Capricorn babies, only you know the actual truth. But after all, this Pick a Card Tarot reading video is about how he truly feels about you, not how you feel about yourself or what the truth is. This is about how he views you. And in Boss Up, I can see that he views you as a boss, as someone who knows what they're doing, as a leader, as someone who really cannot lose because you will always get back up. You're courageous and strong enough to find solutions to any problems, and you are not one to be played with. That's what I see here within Boss Up, that you've got your goals and your aspirations, you'll fearlessly go for them, and you won't allow for anyone or anything to get in the way of that. Next up, we've got Leap of Faith. So it is very clear that he finds you to be someone who is unafraid to take risks or leaps of faith, and like you're someone who has the courage to try new things. You don't feel as though there's anything you cannot do. Leap of Faith shows me here that you have a very adventurous side to you as well, or at least that is how he feels. And in Leap of Faith, furthermore, I want you to know here that he views you as someone who is best when they're under stress, when they're under pressure, because you're the type of person who understands life is a journey, it's a marathon, and you're not going to burn yourself out in just one sprint. The journey is very evident of the fact that he also views you as someone who is well-traveled, someone who has a very open mind, who is well-educated, whose worldview is broad. You're not a close-minded type of person, and you still have a lot of traveling to do and a lot of immersing yourself in different cultures and discovery. Next up, in Tell It Like It Is, he sees you or views you as someone who is very outspoken, and he truly feels like you are the type of person with whom he can have stability and clarity, because he will always know what you're thinking or what you're going through, because you don't hide things, you actually share them. You actually say what it is that you desire, what you don't want, the things that you appreciate, and the things that you want less of. And being outspoken is something that makes him feel fondly towards you, that makes him feel like at least he knows where he stands with you, which is something that he is not really used to. Next up, within Peaceful Resolution, you are not a confrontational person. While you are someone who is a boss, while you are someone who will get things done, who will make dreams a reality, you're not the type of person who likes unnecessary drama or who likes any type of confrontation where it isn't really needed. Peaceful resolutions are it for you. You try to avoid any conflict that you can, and I can see that he feels like you are someone who is peace loving. He feels like you're someone who just wants everyone to get along, and that you're also a very strong believer. That could be in your faith, that could be in the power of manifestation, it could be in the power of creating the dream life that you want, visualization, the power of just hard work and discipline. He sees that you've got some strong morals and values that you're upholding, that you're not afraid to represent, and it actually makes him feel respectful towards you. It makes him feel like this is someone who has put thought into their existence and how they would like to lead their life, and even if I don't agree on everything, I can at least respect what they're doing. Next up, within the Ace of Sea, he feels like you're the type of person that he could see himself with in the long term. The Ace of Sea is representative of a new relationship and a new beginning when it comes to romantic relationships. So he can see himself being with you romantically speaking. He feels like you would be a great match. He feels like you are the type of person that he can build something meaningful with. And I see here within the Emperor that he kind of wants to be your king, your queen, your person that you can't can't get enough of, that you want in your life. He wants to plan ahead with you. He wants to speak to you about creating a future, about retiring together, kids, pets, purchasing a home, vehicles, traveling the world, starting businesses together. Here in the Emperor, he's excited for all that. This is something he can see as a possibility with you, and he truly feels like you are someone who deserves to be in a relationship that is committed and where you're with someone who takes you seriously. My beautiful Capricorn babies, I hope that you enjoyed the second part of your prediction. Make sure you leave a butterfly emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are a Capricorn baby, that you received the second part of your reading, and that you found it insightful. Of course, also don't forget to check out my new crystal jewelry that is fully adjustable, that just landed, so you don't need to worry about whether it will fit your ring size. I promise you it absolutely will fit your finger. And also my new beaded crystal bracelets. I've got so many different styles and crystals that these come in. They are super high quality. You can even shower with these babies. They have these little beautiful elephant charms, which stand for wisdom, family, maturity. So if that is something that you'd like in your life, the links are below in the description box for you to check out. Everything ships worldwide with FedEx. So, my beautiful Capricorns, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my gorgeous Aquarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about how he truly feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed picking part one during the intro of this video, but now let's talk all things Aquarius during the second, highly personalized part of your prediction. So first up, we've got leadership. I can see that he truly feels like you're a leader, like you're the type of person who isn't waiting for others to tell you what to do, but that you go out and make things happen for yourself. In leadership, I can also see that he sees you or feels about you as someone who is pretty fearless, someone who is confident, and someone who is very innovative and different than other peers of yours who are your age or come from your background. You are a very unique type of person. I see here within simplicity that how he truly feels about you is that you are pretty easy to understand. What you want and what you don't want is something that you make clear, and in simplicity that he also needs to treat you with a very gentle approach. I see that your person is someone who thinks, of course, that you're strong and a leader, but at the same time, they can't just treat you anyhow. They still need to bring some gentleness and kindness to the table. With an opportunity, I can see that he truly feels like you're someone who has endless opportunities within their life, like you are the type of person who can follow their intuition without having to be too worried, because your gut feeling won't lead you astray. And furthermore, an opportunity, like there are a lot of chances for you to level up and a lot of things that are given to you because of the type of energy that you put out there. So he truly also feels like you are the type of person with whom he could have an opportunity to grow with and to simplify his life with, because you don't like unnecessary drama. That's one of the things that you try to steer clear from. You don't have a lot of friends or family that you entertain who bring drama to the table. You like a simple, very straightforward approach to life and happiness. Furthermore, in diligence, he really feels like in order to get you, in order to be with you, he will have to be diligent. He will have to try hard. He will have to do more than the bare minimum, as he can see here that you are a very diligent person when it comes to your own thing, your own life, your own kind of disciplines that you put in. You are not the type of person who kind of expects something out of putting in zero effort. You are definitely the type of person who understands the concept of hard work, and he sees you as someone who is very happy with their life and their existence, who a lot of people wish that they were, a lot of people envy, and he sees you to a certain degree as a pretty carefree type of person, my beautiful Aquarius baby. So know here that he truly feels like you are someone with whom he would level up with. He truly feels like you are the type of person who is disciplined and diligent, but also knows when and how to enjoy life, and that you don't kind of create unnecessarily dramatic scenarios. You're very simple and straightforward and honest. If you like something, you'll say it. If you don't, you'll voice that as well. Next up, we've got the Devil. So he feels about you like you are a huge temptation. You are someone who makes him think wild, dark, dirty thoughts, if you will. You are the type of person that makes him excited, that makes him feel as though he needs to be a little careful, or else he will fall deeply and madly in love with you and probably never be able to cut that connection or that cord ever again. He feels as though you're the type of person who may even become an addiction to him. So therefore he needs to make sure that he's really sure he wants to settle on you and with you, because the King of Wands here shows me that he is used to being the leader. So being with you is quite the difference, because all of a sudden you're the boss. You're the one who's in the leadership role. Now that doesn't make him any less of a leader or take away his leadership qualities or energies, but it is definitely something that he's not used to, and that will just be different in the dynamic of your relationship with him, and that he will just have to, in a sense, bow down to, because in a way, he's trapped, he's enamored, he is completely enchanted by you, and this is something that scares him. Now, the Four of Wands shows me here that he sees you as someone that he can build a stable foundation with. The number 4 in numerology is a number of stability, of the home, of creating solid foundations, and I want you to know here with the Four of Wands that he is the type of person who would take you to a lot of celebrations, a lot of work gatherings, get-togethers with his family, a lot of community events as well. He wants to show you off. He would want for other people to see you, to meet you. I see here within the Hermit that he also truly feels like he loves to just get away and be alone, and he feels kind of unsure about whether you would enjoy that as well, because in a way, truly at heart, he is an introvert. He is the type of person who likes to just be in solitude, as that is where he gets the most insight. And I want you to understand here that he truly feels like a little self-conscious about that part of himself. He worries that you will think he is boring, like he doesn't have anything going on, because he doesn't like to go out and party too much. He doesn't like to kind of socialize unless it is a important event, a celebration, a work event, something like that. So that is where he's definitely a little bit self-conscious. In becoming nobody, I see that how he truly feels about you is that he wants to rewrite his story from scratch. He wants to detach from old friends, from old situations that he has experienced that have been his reality, and he wants to start fresh. He wants to, so to say, become nobody, start with a fresh identity with you without any past traumas or skeletons in the closet that are following him. So therefore, he may even be a little bit reserved when it comes to speaking about his past, as I see with an endless serendipity that he feels like that's really just holding him and you back. That is just something that's not helping the connection or the relationship, whatever you'd like to call it. And I want you to know that he truly feels about you like you are the type of person that can bring light, serendipity, and good fortune into his life. He sees you as a hope factor, if you will. In fighting spirit, I can also see that he truly feels like not only does he have to fight for you and put in effort for you, but that you are also the type of person who would never give up. You are the type of person who gives every situation their all. If you haven't tried your best in a situation, this is something that disturbs you. It's something that you don't want to live with, and he loves that about you. And hidden in plain sight, he also feels like you don't quite see yourself the way the world sees you and the way he sees you. Like you don't see yourself as being as smart, diligent, beautiful, and as much of a beacon of light and inspiration as you truly are. There are a lot of beautiful facets about you, my beautiful Aquarius baby, that are hidden in plain sight to you that you're not recognizing and realizing, maybe because you've had to be strong for so long. It can be hard for you to kind of expose or show some soft sides. But I can see that he truly feels about you like you're someone who is worthy of fighting for, and that he has to find it within him to be courageous enough to do so, and courageous enough also to make himself be in this vulnerable situation and position. So my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. If you did, make sure that you don't forget to leave a little crescent moon emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're an Aquarius baby and that you made it to the end of your prediction. Furthermore, don't forget to check out these new fully adjustable crystal ring designs. Let's just zoom in here. There we go. These are so gorgeous. They come in so many different high quality Austrian crystals, and the same goes for these crystal bangles that will fit any wrist size. You can even shower with this premium jewelry. I mean, this will last you for years, I promise, and everything ships worldwide. So all of my gorgeous Aquarius babies, thank you for being here. I love you so much, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my stunning Pisces babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction, where we find out how he truly feels about you. I hope that you enjoyed part 1 of your reading, which you got to choose during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Pisces, shall we? So let's get into it. First and foremost, we've got change. I can see that he truly feels like you're the type of person who can change him, who can change his life for the better and just create a completely new existence that he has never experienced before. So you are very interesting and mysterious, and you are the type of person that makes him feel like any type of change is possible. You allow him to think big, to dream big, and you are like that super supportive friend, partner, husband, wife that anyone would want within their life. Next up, we've got wisdom for you, my gorgeous Pisces babies. In wisdom, I see that he truly feels like you're very smart, like you're wise beyond your years. This is maybe something you've heard throughout your life or childhood. Maybe you had to be strong and grown up because there was no other choice, but maybe you're just naturally like that. And I want you to know that for him, a relationship with you would be a huge change from what he's experienced in the past, which was more immaturity that he had to deal with, more childish behavior, but with you, it's really serious and different. I see within inner peace that you give him this impression of having inner peace. Now, whether that's true or not, my beautiful Pisces babies, that is up to you to decide, but we even have these koi, these fish that are representative of the symbol of Pisces, so this fits beautifully for you. We have more fish here within wisdom. All of these are symbolic of the fact that this reading is truly meant for my beautiful Pisces babies, and that these messages of how he truly feels about you are accurate for your situation right now. So he sees you as someone who doesn't need anything, who is self-sufficient and independent, and someone who definitely prioritizes their inner peace over everything. Next up, we've got Queen of Everything. You give off this impression of strength, of being in your own personal power, of not being afraid to voice what you desire, and not being afraid to cut off anyone who does not respect you. Queen of Everything is symbolic of the fact that the world is in your hands. It's your oyster, so to say, and you know your worth, you know your value, and that is immensely attractive. Within Be Authentic, I can see that he truly feels about you like you are someone who is authentic, who has put down any masks, any type of pretending that you maybe did growing up. Maybe you did that to protect yourself from bullies, from people who singled you out and maybe made fun of you. But now you're at a stage in your life where you are authentic, you are strong, you will put anyone in their place who tries to bully you or tries to come for you. And I can definitely see that he sees you as someone who is true to themselves and who also isn't afraid to be quirky or eccentric or different due to that. And hidden in plain sight, one message that I do need to just be honest with you about, my gorgeous Pisces, is that a lot of things are hidden in plain sight with you that you don't even realize. Like, for example, your beauty, your drive, your intelligence. You don't give yourself enough credit for these things. And that is how he feels. He feels like, in a way, a lot of your Queen of Everything energy is hidden in plain sight to you. Yes, you might be confident or know what you want, but in a way, you're not living it to the extent that you could, if that makes sense. You're not kind of being as bold as you really could in this lifetime. And we want to make sure you don't miss out on that. In multiple streams, it becomes evident that he truly feels like you're the type of person who can manage a lot of things at once. You're great at multitasking. You can manage multiple streams of income, multiple friendships, multiple situations just easily compared to a lot of other signs of the zodiac, or at least it looks like it's easy for you. And I want you to know here that he also views you as someone who doesn't put all of their eggs in one basket, who tries to keep different doors open, different projects going. So he views you as someone who is pretty intelligent, which is a little intimidating, which is definitely something that makes him worry whether he's smart enough for you. In the tiger shark, it becomes evident that he also views you as someone who makes their ancestors proud and someone who is very connected to their roots. No matter how successful you are, how big you make it, you will never forget where you came from, who helped you on your way up, and also what your roots are, what your core values are. You're not the type of person who sees all that glitters and thinks that it's gold, or automatically then kind of turns their nose up at things that they used to like. You're a very authentic person and always will be that type of person. That's what I see here within your reading. Now, the Mandarin fish is evident of the fact that he views you as someone who needs a gentle approach. He views you as someone who is strong, but at the same time, you don't have space for a partner that makes you feel like you still have to be strong, even in sacred moments, even in very intimate times. You need gentleness. And I can see in the Mandarin fish that he feels like protecting you. He feels like he wants to give you that safe space, that gentle approach, and a place where you can just exhale, be yourself, be authentic, and not have to worry about anything that is heavy, anything in the outer world. Now, the great hammerhead is representative of getting ready to win and understanding that you're stronger than you know. I can see that he truly feels like you are the type of person who is an inspiration to many men, women, and people in general, that you are the type of person who will always be a winner because you just have a winner's mentality, and that there's not really any challenge or any obstacle that will get you down for too long. You are the type of person that is a lot stronger than they know. You are the type of person that can endure a lot more than they think that they're capable of, and sometimes life will put you to the test, and then it will become evident that maybe a lot of your strengths were hidden in plain sight, or you didn't give them enough credit. Next, within the Emperor, I want you to understand that he truly feels like you are a leader of your own life, and at the same time, he also feels like you wouldn't strip him of his masculinity. And if the person we're dealing with for you is a person who identifies as female, she feels like you wouldn't strip her of her sacred femininity. You are a partner who is very strong and authentic and can be a leader, but you are not going to undermine your person's divine, authentic energies to make yourself feel better. You are not going to kind of be this authority figure in a relationship that strips the other person of confidence. You can be confident without dragging someone else down. That is very evident. And I can see that he truly feels about you like you give him and others the security to be themselves and to also voice their dreams and their ambitions in life. The Three of Cups is representative of the fact that you're someone who does really well in friendships. You are a really well-loved kind of party guest, if that makes any sense. People like to have you around because you bring positive energy. You also bring leadership energy with you, which just shows, again, your confident side, the fact that you're not afraid to put yourself out there. And I see here within the Death card that you've been through so much change and transformation and so many rebirths. It's like you've got wisdom that really shows you've lived lifetimes in kind of one life, if that makes sense, my beautiful Pisces babies. But I feel like you guys always understand me and you always get exactly what I'm saying. So he sees you as someone who is wise. He feels like you are someone who will always be able to reinvent themselves and find a way to transform for the better. The Knight of Pentacles shows me that he feels like you're someone who's very efficient, dependable, and has amazing routines. Now, whether that's true or not, only you know that. But he sees you as someone who has their life life put together and who is going places in the material sense as well, financially, academically, professionally. Like, you've got a very bright future. And I want you to know that he feels as though you are someone who will bring change that will affect him positively, with whom you can kind of build a empire and a legacy. So he sees you as a long-term commitment, and he's definitely the type of person who sees your worth and your value. So whether he acts on it or not, my beautiful Pisces babies, that is something that only time will tell. If he does not act on these impulses to be around you, to be with you, I want you to know that it could come from a place of intimidation and just feeling as though he's not quite ready, but your paths may cross again in the future if you're truly meant to be. So, my gorgeous Pisces babies, we're at the end of your prediction. I hope that you found it insightful and that it gave you a new outlook on your situation. Let me know below in the comment section by leaving a hot air emoji below. And also don't forget to check out my new fully adjustable crystal rings, so you don't need to worry about sizing with a lot of these styles. Also my beaded crystal bracelets. These are so high quality. They come in so many different crystals. You can literally even shower with these. All of the premium jewelry will last you for years to come, I promise you. And also, these all ship worldwide. So the links are below. Feel free to check that out. I love you so much, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings.